vinyl community, physical media fans and connoisseurs, coming at you with a review of sorts, an Unellophaned. Got this record. Heard good things. And I'm so glad I did. Well, I'll be honest. There's pros and cons. There's things you should know. But Ghost, Impera. This band I'm fairly new to, all right? Now, I've heard some good things. From the metal connoisseurs out there about this band for a while. And, you know, I'm 53 years old, all right? Like, I'm doing my best to stay plugged into what's cool metal-wise. But I'll be honest, like, some of the bands, and I'm not trying, this is just me, all right? It's my opinion. I'm not trying to stir things up too much with my fellow metalheads. But some of the, I'm just going to call it what I feel. Is this Cookie Monster vocal? When the singer sounds like Cookie Monster, you know I'm out. Even Lamb of God. Like, do I like Lamb of God and some of that, some of the riffs and some of the, you know, it's just boom. Like, there's some really good. But just the dude's singing, you know, and he's all right. Like, he's a better Cookie Monster than most. But it's still just, But this, OMGWTF, what the Ford, right? Like, this is really good. I like this record. It sounds big. Now I shall unbox. It's not unboxing. It's Unellophaned. Unellophaned. I've already broke the cellophane. I've already played this record. But I'm going to show you everything that comes with it. Limited indie retail exclusive. Orchid vinyl plus bonus sticker. It says stickers. Look at that. Orchid color. Not lavender. No. It's not purple. This is cool. Check this out. Comes with this booklet. This is amazing. This is what I love about vinyl. One of the many things I love about vinyl is the artwork, man. You just get this from a CD, like, seriously? Call Me Little Sunshine. Great tune. So the Ghost sticker pack. I haven't opened this, so check it out. We got Papa Ghost on the front there. And then you open this. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of them. So I got that one. Support your independent record store. It says, which is pretty cool. Papa Nibel, the original one. Reign, 1969 to 2020. Oh wow, these are all really cool. Look at this. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll show you them all. There's another one. So this is Papa Emirates, the dark one. Reign, 2012 through 2016. The flamboyant one. Yes. And then, of course, yes, there's the last one. So yeah, cool sticker pack. This actually comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stickers. I didn't know that. I thought there was just one sticker in the little zipper. I was wrong. Gotta find a place to display my Ghost stickers. Probably my toolbox. I'm not going to be happy until my toolbox is totally covered in stickers. And this will be part of that. one of the things that caught my attention about this band is that we have like a stadium sort of thing in our town. And when a lot of bands weren't able to go to Seattle, Ghost came here and packed out our, I don't know what they call it now. Like these different companies come in and name the arena. I'm just going to call it the Everett Arena down here in my town. And used to be Angel of the Winds Casino Arena. Before that, it was Comcast Arena. I just can't keep up. I think I'm changing the names of these things. Ghost packed the place out. I'm like, so that got my attention. And a buddy of mine, he went and got, he's like sharing pictures on Facebook. I'm like, that's awesome. Very theatrical. And as well, Russ, aren't you a Christian or a Christ follower? Like, I'm not a big fan of the word Christian. I think, popular Christians have done horrible things. It's just like, just been exposed as total hypocrites and liars and thieves and misogynists, taking advantage of people's money and their women, I used to follow Ravi Zacharias, Bill Hybels used to think he was cool. The pastor of the defunct church that I used to belong to, Mark Driscoll, another guy exposed as a bully and a con artist. There's just a bunch of these pop Christian guys have been exposed as, liars and frauds just in the last few years. Quoting Jesus himself, it's like what he told one of the Pharisees, you're like this cup, it's all shiny clean on the outside and in the inside is filthy. It's, Jesus called the religious elitists of his day, whitewashed tombs, your mom shagged the devil and made you sons of the devil. Just didn't have all the harshest things Jesus ever said to anyone were the religious elitists of his day. And they killed him. So there you go. Just popular Christianity is just horrible in my country. So yeah, don't lump me in with the rest of the band, all right? When it comes to Christianity, being a Jesus follower, I'm a fan of Jesus. And I'll also be honest enough to say that I'm more than likely spiritually right. Like I've got that thing for Jesus because I would live here in the United States. I was born here, so I'm not saying that if I grew up in the Middle East, I wouldn't be right into Allah or whatever. I'm honest enough to say that. All right. So I'll talk about a little bit about that later, but I want to go into the music because it's got this heavy, deep, hearkening back to the 70s and 80s. It's got just, the crunchy Van Halen like metal. I would Motley Crue, but it also sounds distinctly modern, right? Like it doesn't sound too much classic rock, not just to me, but to some other folks. But I did listen to some other reviews by some other younger people than me who said that it sounds a little, like a little 80s, which is fine with me because I love that stuff. And I'm a Gen Xer. I'm an older Gen Xer who grew up with that stuff. So Ghost, Little Sunshine, probably the biggest. I like this whole album. Hunter's Moon. I guess that was in the Halloween soundtrack, like back when, or the last Halloween movie back around October, on this record. Just, I like it. I'm not ashamed to say that I really like Ghost, and it looks like they put on a heck of a show when they do a show. But there's people who say, "Oh, it's a satanic cult, Russ." Like, how do you feel about that? It's sort of it's a mock satanic cult, all right? I don't know if you've watched any of their YouTube videos, but there's a lot of comedy behind it. Papa and all of this. It's fun. It's weird. It's a bit like a horror kind of genre music is what's going on here. For me, like I'm not. Also, the devil isn't a person. All right, in my own understanding of my spirituality, Jesus, Luke 4, wrestling with the devil in the desert. just if you read that, it sounds more like a man wrestling with his own monkey brain ego, right? Like you could have all of this. I will give you all of this. You can turn that rock into a loaf of bread, and when Peter is acting up and Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan," which is a great White Stripes album too, by the way. But when he says, "Get behind me, Satan," like Peter just didn't turn into the devil all of a sudden, right? It's a metaphor. Beelzebub, the Lord of Flies, this kind of swarming of the blues, I'll use that word. When horrible things happen and it feels like a swarm moving in. What is that? Giving it a name. Evil, it's evil wrestles the bed. Alice Cooper. Not many people know this. Practicing Christian, goes to church, has a Christian foundation where he helps kids in Arizona, kids from the streets, kids that want to get into music. Just has a whole foundation. It spends thousands and thousands of dollars to, get kids in hooked on music. Hooked on that devil music from Alice Cooper. Is that what you're doing? His wife, they've been married for many, many years. I don't even know. She's a dancer in his theatrical performance. So yeah, Ghost reminds me a lot of Alice Cooper and how they do the theatrics, and there's some of their concerts usually filmed on someone's phone on YouTube. But yeah, I'm a Ghost fan. Yep, they've turned me. And I recommend this album, man. Pull it up on your check it out. It's good stuff. I'm going to leave you with this. Another word for Satan. The word Satan, you break that word down, it actually means accuser of the brethren. Popular Christianity, Catholicism has done a lot in this area. I'm doing some work with people like myself who struggle with addiction. One of the biggest things that can drive folks to overdose and suicide is shame. Guilt and shame are two different things. Guilt says, I did something wrong. I feel bad. I should make a course correction, right? I learned from my mistakes. I feel bad, but I do learn from my mistakes and I can move forward. Shame says, I'm a screw up. I did bad because I am bad. All right? That's a different mindset. That's a different infection that gets into the brain, into the mind, and can really, really hurt, mess with people. The queer community, all right? LGBTQ. These folks have gone through hell, all right? And so youth bent towards same-sex attraction, have gender questioning, are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than their straight peers. Kids that come from religious households, the number is even higher, sadly. When God doesn't love you anymore because of the way you are, you believe stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with being queer, all right? There's nothing wrong with being gay. Some people are wired that way. There is a ton of evidence to support the fact that people aren't just, they just choose to be that way. No, the vast majority of queer people are that way. They've been that way since they were born. It's not something they can just change about themselves. And to suggest that, there was a Christian organization called Exodus International. Now, something about myself is I like to learn from people who know more than I do about a certain subject. And these were folks that did conversion therapy day in, day out, worked with queer people, gay people, transgendered people. And over the course of years, they realized that what they were doing was way more harm than good. All right? They couldn't pray away the gay or whatever. These folks realized what they were doing was hurting people, damaging them. Christians, counselors, all right? And they stopped, and they actually issued an apology for what they were doing. If that doesn't like set in the mind of some Christians, I don't know what will. Shame kills. And it comes mostly not from worshipers of the devil, but from people who, even people with good intentions, can shame the heck out of folks who don't have a good bead on themselves, who don't like themselves, who feel really like they are bad and evil and horrible, and I can't change because this is what I am. All right? You're a human being. You learn, you heal, you make mistakes, you move forward. Some of us have very traumatic pasts. Some of us have things we don't trust people because of the trauma that we've had in our own lives. And moving past that, you know, you have to look at your shadows. And that's what some of this music is. That's why some of us are attracted to it. Some of you Christians, maybe you're watching this thinking, oh, I don't know, like I'm curious. That's why you like this music. That's why I like this music. Because it reflects, it shows the shadow. There's something very healthy about knowing that you have a shadow and not being afraid of it. All right? This is not about work. Speaking of the devil, I have a black cat. Like, oh my gosh, Russ is worshiping Satan. I also have a white cat too. This is Jade. She's awesome. She crosses my path very often, so I'm not superstitious. Black cat crossed my path. I just wanted to, you know, you Christian folks, if you're listening or watching this still, to be reassured that as a believer, you need not be afraid of the devil, all right? And knowing that word, again, Satan, why the accuser of the brethren might make you feel like a dirty, horrible person, or I am bad, I do bad. It's usually how it comes out. Shame and guilt, two very different things. And Ghost shouldn't feel ashamed for listening to music, all right? It doesn't have little spirits that are going to get in your head like this. This is superstition. And people that say that, usually they have an agenda and they want to control you into believing their thing, right? That's how they keep you in their little religious circle or church or denomination or cult or whatever it is, you know. If anything, these guys make fun of cults, you know. Oh, they're a satanic cult. They make fun of satanic cults, all right? I guess Dave Grohl was actually a faceless ghoul in one of the shows, concerts they do. It's interesting how many artists can go up and wear these masks and costumes and things, and you don't know who they are. You know, it's a different kind of cool, interesting way of doing a band. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a Ghost fan. I like the band. I love this record. It's amazing. It's got infectious vocals that, you know, get stuck in your head. It's the devil. It's gonna get you. No, it's not. Good stuff. Call Me a Little Sunshine. That's a weird song because from what I hear, a friend of mine was telling me there's a quote by Aleister Crowley, who is a very disturbed person. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna shut up now. Subscribe, like this video, whatever you shall do, you shall do. Rock on, man. This is not devil horns, by the way. Even Ronnie James Dio. I'll stop. All right.